Second here. This is I welcome you to Cinco de Mayo, May 5th. It's a great opportunity to be here with you on this Sunday evening, doing the Gateway Show. We are also, let's see if we got this all working here. We are also, okay, perfect, perfect. We are simulcasting on Facebook right now, and I also post each week on YouTube also. So now you can listen on the radio, number one talk station in Las Vegas, or you can also listen on Facebook, or you can also listen on YouTube. Just type in Gateway and Gateway Radio Show. And guess what? You'll be listening to this show. Just, you can find it right on YouTube by putting in my name and the word Gateway. So it's just real easy to find. So if you ever want to listen to this later on, you can do that. So I just want it's a great, great pleasure to be with you here on this Sunday evening. Um, I, I'm always working on growing and learning spiritually, and this has been a wonderful week for me, actually. Just a beautiful, beautiful week. And I attended a seminar for a few days earlier this week with a very inspiring coach, and he really made a big difference to me. And I'll tell you what, that can really make a huge difference in our lives, is to take time to feed our mind and soul with positive, inspirational ideas and awarenesses, and they can then feed into us and begin to move us into a beautiful future. But before I go along any further, what I want to do is I'm going to put on a little bit of music here, and hopefully that's not too loud. If it's too loud, let me know. And I'm going to go ahead and do kind of a guided visualization here where you can just let go of your stresses. And you can begin to let go of any things that are burdening your mind, spirit, and soul. So wherever you are right now, if you're driving, of course, if you happen to be listening in the car, you keep your eyes wide open, focused on the road. And if you're at home, do whatever you want to do. But whatever you're doing right now, take a deep breath in. Hello, Debbie. How you doing? Hello, Denise. How's my friend Denise that I met at a Tony Robbins seminar. You never know when you're going to meet somebody somewhere that becomes part of your life. And that's really a wonderful thing. And by the way, some people are saying happy birthday. Actually, today is my birthday. So it's been an exciting, very beautiful day for me. Just with my family, spent with my family. You know what? Very beautiful. There's really nothing better than sharing the love of your own family. So I'll come back to that in a couple of minutes. But before we go on any further, let's just jointly, Denise, Debbie, whoever else is listening right now, or happens to be listening in the future, take a deep breath right now. Take a deep breath. Let's see if I can get this, so I can get my microphone set up right for me. Take a deep breath in right now. Draw the life force into you. Just feel when you draw that breath into you, how it's just nourishing your body, mind, and spirit. Just feel that, drawing it into you. Charging you with love and vibrancy and energy and vitality. And keep it drawn in. Now, just gradually let it back out. And as you let it out, let all those things you've been stressing about just leave you. Just leave you. Just anything you're worried about. We human beings are good at worrying. I'll tell you, they should have a master class for worrying. I think it'd be easy for any of us to accomplish that. But we have to learn how to let that go. We want to learn to have a master's class in peace. So take a deep breath in with me again. The power and the grace and the love of God and life pouring into you right now exactly as you are. Exactly as you are. Charging your body. Can you feel the energy surrounding you, inspiring you, and lifting you up? Hello, Sandra, a good friend I've known for over 40 years. Another one of those people, I walked into a church and met Sandra 40 years ago. Probably more than 40 years ago, actually. And she's been a friend ever since then. So take a deep breath in. Just let all the full goodness of existence pour into you right now. Now, let's let it back out. Anything you're holding on to. Where should you go? What should you do? How should you live your life? Should you be with him? Should you be with her? Should you be signed up for this class or not that class? Are you living in the right place? Should you move? Should you stay where you are? Should you be on this medicine or not that medicine? We're filled with lots of choices. In fact, there's more choices today than there have ever been, and sometimes that can be kind of confusing. Let's take another deep breath in. Deep breath in. And just feel that power and the love and the grace within you. And just surround yourself with that love. Be filled with that love right now. Wherever you are. Whatever's happening with you. Just be filled with that love. Letting go of all those things you're trying to figure out. All the stuff that we are not sure about. Just let it go. Let's take one more breath in. You're bringing the life force into your body. Let that oxygen, what some people call the prana, the life force, come right into you. And it's going through your whole body, through your lungs, into all your blood vessels that go to your brain and all your different organs, and just filling you with life and vitality. Every day you get to breathe over and over and over again, feeling yourself and giving yourself life. Just let it into you right now. Let it become your living sustenance. Right now. Right now. Deep within you. Every atom nurtured by love and grace and light. Now just let it out now. Now just imagine, hello Georgia. Hello Georgia. Thank you for wishing me happy birthday. A lot of people are wishing me happy birthday. I'll tell you something funny. I always jokingly say I lived in Mexico City once, and I guess they developed a holiday, Cinco de Mayo, after that. Somehow I don't think it's anything to do with that, but sounds good anyway. But it's a fun holiday. One of my sons was saying to me, one of my sons was saying they don't really celebrate that in Mexico all that much, which is true. And he said it's really just a drinking holiday for Las Vegas. I mean, not Las Vegas, for the United States. And yes, it is. Yes, it is. Thank you, Andy. Happy 72. Yeah, you know what, my friends? Today I have finished 72 circles around the sun, meaning I'm 72 years old. And I was lying in bed this morning, and I was thinking, 72 years ago, I have a brand new little grandchild now. He's about 7 months old now. So I get to hold him and see this little baby just engaging life, and 72 years young. Thank you, Denise. Remind me to thank you. I am thanking you right now, actually. Yeah, we get messages wherever we are. Denise just says 72 years young. I've got to tell you something funny. Where was I when this happened? Oh, I went out for lunch with somebody on Friday, and I was saying to somebody, I'm 72 years old, and this lady, I don't know if I've ever seen. I don't think I knew her. She just happened to overhear the comment. She walks over. She goes, "No, you're getting younger, not older." And she was just very loving, but kind of forceful. And I thought, all right, I got the message. Let's get younger. Hey, who of you that are out there right now, who's up for it? Ernie, Andy, which of you are willing to see yourself growing younger and more vibrant? Younger and more vibrant. How's that sound? And there are lots of ways we get upgraded as different ages of life. About 4 years ago now, I got cataracts out and got permanent lenses, so I don't need glasses ever anymore now. And so I'm upgraded. So it's kind of funny to think about that. And there's other ways I'm upgraded too. It's just, it's an exciting time in the world. There's no reason you can't make your 70s what might have been your 50s or 60s before. There's so many people that becomes their time of real outreach. And in whatever way is appropriate. So those of you that are listening right now, Denise, Ernie, Andy, Georgia, Sandy, all these friends, I suddenly went through my mind because I'm feeling it right now while we're talking. There should be, I think there's a song like this, but I'm not going to try to sing it, believe me. Let's be in love right now. Let's just be in love. That sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Let's just fall in love. Just let love, isn't it? I think Madonna has a song like that, falling in love, falling in prayer, or something like that. But the point is, let's just fall into that love, that supreme love that is the very essence of this existence, that gives us hope and happiness and fulfillment. I was looking out today. I was sitting there with my son less than 10 minutes ago, and I was looking out, and it's a beautiful spring day and kind of a little cool and windy here. But lots of flowers, yellow flowers everywhere. Cactuses are blooming. It's a very beautiful kind of bloom. I'm assuming a lot of you have seen it, but some of you may not have. They're very pretty, and I don't know if I can get a picture of one. I might show it on here. It's a very bright purple. Um, and there's just so much beauty everywhere around us. Let's see. I'm gonna see if I can find a picture here and show it online here, just for the fun of it. Um, let's see. Okay, here we go. Can you see that? Whoops. Let's see if I can do this. Can you see that flower? That cactus flower? Kind of pretty, isn't it? It's like, how does this cactus out in the middle of the desert, how does it get this beautiful color? Where does it get that color from? That's how miraculous this life is. And Andy says it's his natural state to get young. I know. That's a good way to look at it, Andy. Whoops, what's going on? Oh, somebody just sent me a message. So wherever you are right now, let's not make life complicated. Let's be in love. I'm telling you, I really have a strong conviction in my life. I have a strong conviction that we human beings have a way of falling in love with one another, that if we could let that love become our life, it would change the world. No, actually, I'm going to rephrase that. It will change the world. And I'll even rephrase that once again. It is changing the world right now. So my friends, whatever's going on in your life, join with me in love right now. Supreme love, supreme grace. Let's do something here. Supreme love and supreme grace. Just let it fill your heart. Just fall into that ocean of love. What would happen if you discovered there's an ocean of love waiting for you to fall in? Fall in love. Isn't that what everybody kind of wants to do? Fall in love? We all kind of want to fall in love, don't we? How do you feel? You tell me, if any of you are listening on Facebook or anything, how do you feel when you're in love? When you, not just intellectual love, how do you feel when you're in love? Think about that for a minute. How do you feel? Don't you feel like you could conquer the world? Don't you feel like the world's just flowers are coming up everywhere? Isn't that what it's like? If you ever want to get the best song on that you'll ever get is Singing in the Rain, from the movie Singing in the Rain. And that is such a beautiful song. And yeah, hey Jonelle, good to see you on there. See, each of you, whether you understand it or not, I feel like I share love with you, and I feel love from you, and it's actually real for me. That's the interesting part about this show. It's not just a story. I really feel, I'll call it the intoxication of love. So I am really feeling in love, and it's really unbelievable, actually. Now, do I always feel that way? No, but sometimes I do. I feel that. Luckily, I feel that way more often than you might think. I'm really grateful. Believe it or not, I have clients that come to my office and share so much love. Oh, just realized I hadn't taken my break yet. We have to go to a break. This is Robert Sidell. It's the Gateway Show. I'm talking about love, and I'm not even going to a break. Stay tuned with me on Facebook. Friends on the radio, I'll be back in just a minute. This is Robert Sidell, the Gateway Show. I just want to say this to my friends. Yeah, tonight, I'm up for taking the next steps in all areas of our life. I really am. Because how long do we get to live on this earth? If we're not going to know love today, when are we going to know it? If we're not going to find our dreams starting to come true today, when are we going to find them coming true? So I invite each one of you to surrender to love tonight. Infinite, divine, eternal love. Imagine there's a diving board and there's a warm, comfortable pool right in front of you. But you're standing on the board, not sure you want to dive in. But suppose you realize you could dive in, and you decide to dive in. And when you dive in, you suddenly realize the water's warm, it's comfortable, and everything's good. You're suddenly surrounded by this love and joy and peace. Let's dare tonight to step into that ocean of love. Let's dare to know infinite, eternal love tonight. And you know what? Maybe we think we have to understand how that's going to happen. We have to figure it out. But what if you'd found out you don't have to figure anything out? Here's my positive thinking card for you on my birthday. Expect a miracle. Sorry, kind of goose up the screen a little bit. So, my friends, how will you be if you start to wake up in love all the time? What would your life be like if when you wake up you're in love? Do you remember that exciting feeling of waking up in love in your life? Do you know that feeling? What would it be like for you tonight if you could step through a doorway into an ocean of love and fulfillment and completion greater than anything you've ever known? What would it be like? How would your life change? Miracles are beings, Denise says. That's what I learned the other day. I'll go for that. You know what, Denise? I'll tell you where I'm at right now in my life. I'm trying to make it so words do not separate me from people, but they unite me instead. Everybody has little different ways of saying everything. Churches do. Religions do. You know what? But what I know is that I can love you beyond your story, beyond your religion and politics. I can love you. And that's what I've been growing in my life. Here we are, going back in the video right now. Here we go. Good evening, this is Robert Sidell. Great pleasure to be with you here on the Gateway Show on Sunday evening. It's just I feel very happy. It's been my birthday today. Just been with family. Took a little hike around our neighborhood. I just took a bunch of pictures of some of the different flowers I saw. Beautiful little blue flowers and purple flowers and lavender flowers and red cactus flowers. And the leaves themselves are light green this time of year because they're just coming out from their winter slumber. And you know, it's so beautiful. It's so ecstatically beautiful. And I was asking my kids, I said, what makes it beautiful? Is the beauty, these are the kind of conversations I have with my kids, is the beauty in the flower or is the beauty in us? What do you think? Where is the beauty? What causes us to see beauty? So here's what I want to say to you though. You think about that. What about this love I'm talking about? What is it like to fall into divine love? What is it like? Denise says both. You're right, Denise. That's actually the truth. I think my kids said the same thing. One of my kids says, it's in your eye. No, I don't think it's your eye. I don't think your eye is telling you, oh, you got to like that or not. So something in our soul, our consciousness, appreciates these things. And that's what gives us happiness. So let's wherever you are right now, if you're listening, and some of you might be listening later in a recording, I want you to just open yourself to love right now on a deeper level than you've ever felt it before. Just, like I say, what is that feeling of falling in love? And I would tell you we're designed to fall in love. We're designed for love. We are designed for love. But so many things can separate us from love. And that's what you and I have to decide about. Are we going to let all these other things cause us to separate, go into anger and hatred and bitterness? What do we feel when we go into those emotions? All we really know is we are separated from love. Hello, Anita. Nice to see you on there. Anita, I saw Anita just about 2 weeks ago. We both were honored, among other people, for having more than 40 years in the bar here in Clark County. I don't know whether we want to admit that or not, Anita, but I guess there's no harm in it. And not only is there no harm, it's good, actually. So she has the distinction of having done family law now. If you need a good family lawyer, Anita Webster. She's right there on Facebook right now. She does all kinds of family law stuff, which I refer all sorts of things to her. So each of you that are out there right now, I send you love. I am filled with love and so grateful for love. And I think, I'll tell you what I think in my heart. I think we're kind of afraid of love. We're afraid we're going to lose control. If love really we open our hearts to love, I think we're afraid. What's going to happen? What's going to happen with this love? Have you ever, how many of you listening, if you're on Facebook, how many of you have ever known a love that was so powerful that it just really kind of took over your life, but in a good way? Have you ever had that experience? And the funny thing is, so many movies are kind of about that. And yet what's funny about it is that I think we kind of run from that love too. We run from it. We run from it. And I'm telling you, I truly know and believe in my heart that that's actually God's plan for us. To fall in love with God, with each other, with life. And in that love, our choices will begin to be much better for each other and for all of life. So tonight, wherever you are, my invitation to you is dare to open your heart to love. Dare to fall into love. Dare to fall in love. Dare to feel that infinite joy and love that frees you in a way that nothing else could ever do. Dare to know that love. Tonight I put down as part of the topic is the idea that we can develop our faith muscle. That's the power of faith. And there's a beautiful scripture in the Bible. I want to read it to you real quickly. It's in Mark 11:22. I got to get the right angle here. Mark 11:22 through 24. Jesus said, "Have faith in God. Truly I tell you, if anyone says to this mountain, 'Go throw yourself into the sea,' and if they do not doubt it in your heart, but believe what you say will happen, it will be done for you. Therefore I tell you, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have it, and it will be yours." Now that's a pretty powerful challenge to us. The idea that we have access to this great power of faith. That if we ask, trust in God, don't doubt it, believe, there's almost nothing that we couldn't do. So how many of us really are harnessing that power of faith? How many of us are really feeling that power of faith? How many of us are really activating it in our soul? Because we have some responsibility in that, don't we? That scripture, which are words from Jesus, says, if you can believe without doubting. That means your job is to believe and not doubt. And I was thinking to myself, we know that there's great football players and basketball players and great actors, and they develop these skills and become so good at what they do. Some of them can throw one basketball and they can get one score after another. They get one ball through the hoop after another because they've practiced it so many times. What if you could develop your faith the same way? You could take your faith and trust so fully in God that you just trust without doubting. Can you see how your life can and will change if you let that be true? What if you could really let yourself fall into divine love with absolute assurance? Jesus is talking about moving a mountain, but what about the mountain of your faith? What if you truly decide tonight or anytime but why not make it tonight? To trust completely, to have complete faith. Over and over again when Jesus met people, he would say, "Do you want to be healed?" When he met the blind man at the pool of Bethesda, he asked him over and over again, "Do you want to be healed?" And the guy would always answer, "Well, I couldn't get by the water. I couldn't do this. I couldn't do that." He always came with all these excuses. And Jesus says, "Okay, that's all true. But that's not what I asked." He said, "Do you want to be healed?" And finally, the guy says, "Yes, I want to be healed." It'd be asked like 4 times. Hey, Robert. Nice to see you there. My friend from Washington, D.C. Today's my birthday, Robert. But, so, what if, now for you, I'm going to ask you that question. Do you want to be healed? Do you want to know love? And what kind of resistance do we have sometimes? Do I want to know love? Am I willing to? Are we willing to know that faith? Have that faith? Are we willing to? What if you could step into a new life tonight that's greater than anything you've ever known? And your life could change forever. What if there's another way of living on this earth that's never even been fully explored? And what if and you're supposed to be an explorer of that way? Explorer of the way. What if you're supposed to be an adventurer? My dad belonged to a club. It was called the Adventurers Club, and it was a men's club. It was that day when just men's clubs, and you had to do something kind of unusual to become a member, like explore ruins of the Incas or something. And so they were all explorers, but they said life is the great adventure. And so wherever you are, my friends, join with me tonight in taking the step into the ultimate adventure, which is divine love, divine surrender, divine grace. Dare to take that plunge into the infinite, the grace-filled, eternal love that actually exists in the present moment. So we're going to have to go to a break again. This is Robert Sidell, and this is the Gateway Show. This is Sunday evening, and broadcasting live, #1 talk station. We're also simulcasting on Facebook, and it's also going to be downloaded and put on YouTube. Just type in Gateway Podcast, Sidell, and you'll pop it right up. And you can subscribe and be notified in the future. It's Robert Sidell. I'll be back in just a moment. Stay with me on Facebook. So my friends, wherever you are right now, are you willing to fall into love? Think about that for a minute. Is that scary a little bit, to fall into love? The idea of falling into love? Or falling in love? It's funny, there's so many books and so many movies. Although, to be completely honest about it, very few movies really capture that feeling. But there are a few. There are a few movies that capture the feeling of falling in love. And when we do encounter movies like that, it's quite a magical thing. I don't know what's happening here. So wherever you are right now, whatever's going on in your life, I invite you to fall in love. And I invite you to develop your faith power, to do what Jesus said, to learn to trust and not doubt. Think how different your life can be if you could do that. Think how different your life can be and do that. Try to imagine yourself being filled. Love falling in love movies. Me too, Andy. I do too. And there's a rare few good ones that really capture that feeling. Actually, one of my favorites of that type of movie is Somewhere in Time. I think that movie captures the feeling of falling in love. And I found out since that time, I think the two lead actors were falling in love, which is probably why. That's what one of my friends told me anyway. But whatever's going on in each of your lives right now, would you be willing to give up your resistance to love? Give up all your defenses to love. Why do we have so many defenses to love? What do you think? What causes us to hold off love from our lives? What causes us to push love away? Well, I just want you to know, each of you, I send love to each of you. I share love with each of you, and I'm grateful to share that love with each of you. And that love is, in fact, changing my life. Right at this very moment, end of Groundhog Day. Yeah, when Harry met Sally, that's a good one too. Yeah, you're right, I like that. Andy, I've never actually watched Groundhog Day. Maybe I ought to do that. I probably should do that. Harry Met Sally, though, I do like that. I like that movie for a lot of reasons. All right, here we are, back on the radio. Good evening, my friends. It's a great pleasure to be with you here on this Sunday evening, 6 to 7 live on the Gateway Show on the #1 talk station. And for me, it's kind of fun. This is my 72nd birthday. And it really hits me as I sit here, and I sat all day long. Like I said, I have a little grandchild now, and I think to myself, that was me 72 years ago. And as I get older, I'm getting younger actually, as we've confirmed earlier, but as the numbers go up, I realize that really wasn't that long ago. And you start to realize you've been given this slice of time on this earth. And the question is, how can we use it? And that's my invitation to each of you to think about right now. How can you use this gift of being on this beautiful, magnificent planet with more love, more peace, more joy, more grace? What can you do to find that love and grace? What can you do to awaken that love in your own heart and soul and mind? What can you do to share more love with the people around you? What can you do to find greater happiness in your own heart? What can you do to share more love and happiness with other people? That's my question for you. We watch all of our different movies and things, but the most exciting movie of all is our own life. So I like movies too, I do, but we have to be careful we don't live through movies and forget to live our own lives. What is the romance of your life? What kind of romance do you know? What kind of joy do you know? What kind of love have you known? And could you surrender to love more deeply right now? What defenses do you and I hold on to keep away love? Why are we so afraid of love? Why are we so afraid of being filled with love and peace and joy and happiness? Why? Now imagine that you don't have to be afraid anymore. And imagine that love, it just becomes part of your life. A natural, beautiful part of your life. And love starts to pour into your world abundantly and joyfully wherever you are. And once we start to enter into that state of love, more and more good things happen to us. I had something happen yesterday at Costco, and my friend Andy always says he likes it when I talk about Costco. I have lots of fun things happen there. I saw one friend I hadn't seen for quite a while, and he's been suffering from cancer, but actually he's apparently doing quite a bit better, which is good. So we had a great conversation about that. Then I went over and some lady was sampling some little drink, and I started visiting with her, and next thing I know she says, "Here, take this for your birthday," a whole can of the drink. And I said, "Well, how'd you know it's my birthday?" She goes, "Oh, I just thought I'd give you it too and wish you for your birthday." She didn't know who I was. We'd never met before. So how does that work? I walk into a Costco and somebody's giving me a gift for my birthday who doesn't even know who I am. And my birthday's today, the very next day. So we live in a magical world. We really, really do. And then I was walking along pushing 1,000 pounds of salt, literally 1,000, because I had 20 bags of salt, 50 pound bags of salt, pushing it along in a cart. For some reason or another, the cart was not functioning the way I would have liked it to. It was kind of a struggle. So this other guy comes right up next to me and says, "Can I help you?" And suddenly started helping me push it. And suddenly it was so much easier. I thought, wow, you know what? There really are lots of kind, loving people in this world. I think people really want to do nice things to people. They really want to help people in their lives. So, and then it's funny, then after paid for it and I was getting ready to leave the store, he came over to me again. He goes, "Do you need help putting it in your car?" What an incredible guy. As it turned out, I said no, because I know that they were going to help me at the front. They have people to do that for me. But the fact that this guy would offer him twice, so here I am. Somebody offers me a can of a very nice beverage, which I like, free, and then somebody else is helping me push 1,000 pounds of salt that doesn't work there. And that's just one of many different things that happen just in this one visit to Costco. And what I really feel in my heart is that when we begin to open ourselves to love and let it become our journey, suddenly our life starts to turn into an adventure of love. So if I could make a birthday gift to you and to me also, is let's you and I, let's step into and make our lives from this day forward an adventure of love. How high can you take that love? How far could you take it? Think about it. How high can you take that love? Now listen, you're going to have your moods, and you may have a mood where you're not in that mood, and that's okay. And then you have to love yourself and don't beat yourself up. But open your heart to love. Just open your heart to love right now. And be willing to let the infinite presence of love, or God, surround you and enfold you and bless you. The infinite presence of God's eternal love. And as you do that, you become a living instrument of God's grace. So wherever you go, doors open. I'll tell you something that happens to me sometimes now, and my kids keep asking me, how does this happen? But I can go places where there are not supposed to be any reservations or anything available. I walk in and suddenly people offer me a table. And the kids say, "Well, Dad, what are you doing? How do you make that happen?" And I was thinking to myself, the real thing I'm doing, I think, is just walking in with love in my heart. And love can open any door. Any door. It can close doors too. If a door is supposed to be closed, it will be closed. But when you put yourself into the flow of divine love, more miracles begin to happen. Like I say, somebody hands me, the actual value of this economically is nothing, but somebody hands me a nice beverage yesterday for my birthday that doesn't even know me. Didn't even know it was my birthday. But on some level knew and gave it to me. Isn't that the kind of world you and I want to live in? How divine and magical can this life become? How divine and magical can it become? So I invite each one of you to open yourself tonight to a life where you're living in a current of divine love. And you're following the gospel that Jesus shared of Mark 11:22 through 24, where he says, whatever you believe in, if you trust it, if you don't doubt it. And he also says, a scripture I didn't say, and forgive everyone in your life, so you're not holding any condemnation on anybody, and you don't surrender to doubt, it will be done. So are you willing to let that miraculous, miracle-working power flow in and through your life tonight, or whenever you happen to listen to this recording? It could be this year, next year, it could be years into the future. I listen to recordings of people that have passed on to inspire me. I'm constantly feeding my mind and soul. Constantly feeding my mind and soul. So wherever you are, my friends, right now, whatever is going on in your life, I invite you to open your heart to the infinite, eternal presence of love. I invite you to fall into love. I invite you to fall in love. You are designed to be in love. You are designed to be in love. And I invite you just to learn to walk in that dimension of love and grace. It's really amazing. Think about it. How much love could you really know? How much happiness could you really know? Is there any limit on the happiness and joy you could know? What if the world took on a whole new game, and instead of people, all the stories that we're on, I'm not even going to repeat any of the stories. A new story is, how much love can you know? And how much love can you walk in? How would you like it if that was your story? You wake up in the morning, I wonder how much love I'm going to find today. I wonder how much love I'm going to be able to share today. I wonder who I'm going to experience love with. I wonder who's going to experience love with me. Imagine that was your daily question to yourself. I wonder how I'm going to feel God's love in my heart. I wonder how I'm going to cultivate greater love in my heart and soul for the people around me. I wonder how I'm going to walk in love, live in love, and be in love. Imagine if you woke up in the morning and said that. If you take a shower, imagine going through the shower, in the shower and saying, I am filled with love now. I'm radiating love now. I'm a radiant light of love wherever I go. Imagine if that became your daily journey, moment after moment after moment after moment. You saw yourself as a radiant light of love. Limitless love. What would start to happen in your life? What would start to happen? If you allowed yourself to become a vessel, a messenger of love, do you think it's possible you could become much happier? If you decided you were going to allow love to flow through you as your life, I'm going to keep track of the time here. This is Robert Sidell, The Gateway Show. We're going to go to a break now. When I come back, I'll have Reverend Ernie, and I believe Reverend Janet will be here with us too. So stay tuned. I'll be back in just a moment. Those of you on Facebook, stay with me now. We'll be back in just a moment for those of you on the radio. Let's get a message from Janet. I don't think she's feeling well tonight, so she won't be able to be here with us. But Ernie will be. In fact, let me set this up right now. Hold on. Let's see if I can get this set up. So much love, my friends. So much friends. So much grace. So good. So great. So much joy, so much healing. Again, I want to just invite you, if you're listening, surrender all the burdens of what you think you should or should not be doing in life to God tonight. Let this be a new beginning for you. And I choose to do the same thing for myself. There's Ernie. Hey, Ernie, how you doing?
Hi, Robert.
Perfect. That's good. I hear you. We'll be on in just a couple of minutes. We're going to be back on the radio in just a second, my friends. I'm just kind of reveling in that feeling of divine love. I think we'll be going back on in just a second, Ernie. Good evening, my friends. It's Robert Sidell. Back to the Gateway Show on 6 to 7 p.m. every Sunday night, number one talk station in Las Vegas, and also simulcasting on Facebook and also on YouTube. You can go to any YouTube, anywhere, anytime, and just type in Sidell Podcast or Gateway Podcast, Gateway Sidell. Just put those two words together, Gateway and Sidell. And guess what? You will be able to listen to any one of these recordings. All right, Reverend Ernie, are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me, Robert?
All right. Yes, I believe so. And those of you on the radio and on Facebook, can you hear Ernie too? I believe you can. So I'm pretty sure we'll get confirmation in a second. So Reverend Ernie, it's so good to see you. And I understand you were... Oh, great. We're hearing it all. So Ernie, tell me for a second, you had a little bit of sickness earlier this week, didn't you?
Yes, just last week, about 10 days ago. But there was cough and a little congestion, but all is well and healed. I feel healed, feel healthy and joyful.
Ernie, okay, perfect. Everybody can hear you. They're saying they hear you just fine. The radio's telling me, so is Facebook. Ernie, our health is our wealth, right? And we're not
Yes.
feeling well, it does change things, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
And,
Yeah. I mean, health is wealth.
I'll tell you, I've come to really realize something in recent times, in the last couple of years of my life. I try to avoid antibiotics when I can, but if I need them, I'm really grateful for them. And
Right. Yeah.
it is such a miracle. So many people used to die. I mean, they get to be around my age or even younger, way younger, and get a cold or something, and next thing you know, or some sort of infection, lung infection, they die. That's how George Washington died. So for us, we just take some pills and suddenly we're getting back to normal again. So it's a gift. But you know what, Ernie, we have to realize that we want to use that time God gives us and somehow make our life a gift to God, don't we? And I know I don't have to tell you that because you're doing that already. Because we can't take for granted our time, can we?
No, we can't. That's right. We don't know when we leave this world. Yes.
And you are, I know you told me before, I don't know, you're going to be 78 or something like that? Or
I'll be 78. I'm 79 in August.
79, wow. And
Yeah.
you're looking great. You look in great shape.
Oh, thank you.
79. Huh. I remember when my dad turned 80, he was saying, gosh, I don't know if I should buy any more green bananas. Meaning he was actually a little bit of a time right when he turned 80. It was kind of a down time for him. He'd broken up in a relationship. He was a little discouraged. I mean, that's just where he was at. But then he went on and got a new relationship and something he had a very exciting time. But it's interesting. These numbers have some power in our minds, don't they?
Yes, that's right.
It's like, yeah, and C is saying, or I'm not sure I'm pronouncing it right. C. Bissett says, "Oh my gosh, Reverend Ernie, you look great."
Thank you.
Maybe we should have a seminar, Ernie's Secrets for Looking Young.
Yes.
And Leroy, and Leroy saying, "Don't know what or under what conditions, but it's there." Your health, I guess, is what he's talking about. I'm not really sure. So why don't you share with us a prayer you wrote tonight, Ernie?
All right. Thank you, Robert. The topic of the prayer is strengthen your faith muscle. Dear Lord, thank you for this blessed day and for our adventurous life journey. We reach out to you now from faith within us, unlocking our spiritual power. Help us hold on to strong, unbreakable faith through divine awareness, prayers, and meditations. We acknowledge that we are blessed with divine strength. May we not lose courage and fall back in the old ways, but by the power of unbreakable faith in our spiritual power, be led to true path to freedom. Guide us, spreading your love and miracles through us in our day-to-day lives. We pray to be filled with your light and to know that all is right in the world as you have planned and as you want it to be. Lord, Help us to walk surrounded with grace and live our life in strengthened faith, creating heaven on earth, and so it is. Amen.
Boy, you say that, Ernie, with such kindness and compassion. It's beautiful. I'm just sitting there listening to your prayer, and that's the idea I was talking about earlier. Is if you and I could have that faith that what you're saying is true, then we become part of that faith power, don't we?
Yes, of course, yes.
Because that's what Jesus said. That if, in other words, if you can say that prayer, and also trust that it's going to happen, and believe
Right.
it, and not doubt that Jesus said it's going to happen.
That's right.
So, and by the way, people are. C says, "What are you doing?" I don't know what she means exactly, but I guess they want to know your youth secrets. What are what's your secret to youth, Ernie?
uh, well, I do go to the gym like 4 to 5 times a week and walk, and as well as sauna and steam room are my secrets for myself. I love sauna for 20 minutes and 10 minutes of the what you call the steam room, sauna and steam room, and of course, nice warm shower, and that keeps me kind of yeah, moving.
You know, I've been doing that more lately myself too. I try to get in there about 4 days a week too, and I know,
Okay.
and I think it's good on all sorts of levels. And I do also agree with you. I walk on a stairmaster and do
Oh,
different
that's
various things,
wonderful.
but I do like to sit in the steam room too.
Yes.
There's something about that. I don't know what it's just soothing.
Yeah, yes, meditation in the sauna is very, beneficial for me, and very quiet, very, very quiet, and meditate,
So you go in the
and
sauna and the steam room?
yes,
You do
both.
both usually?
Yes,
Huh. So do you go sit in the sauna first?
first sauna, then the steam room. Yes,
Oh, interesting. Huh.
yeah,
I usually only do the steam room, but maybe I should do both. That's an interesting idea.
yeah.
Well, Ernie, you know what? You and I are extraordinarily fortunate people. You know, it's just it's one of those things where we've been very fortunate, and I'm very grateful. I've been doing this in the radio, right? Something like that. I can't remember the exact number of years. I don't know how many years we've been doing this on the radio. Do you?
Oh, yes. I've, I've been in your radio program for the last 11 years.
11 years?
Yeah, 11
Wow.
years.
Huh.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
yeah.
I need to think about that a little bit. 11 years. Wow.
Yes. 11th is the 11th year. Yeah. Mhm.
Well, you know, it's interesting tonight. I'm especially feeling, and I think we're out of time. I just realized this. I'm gonna have to, but I'm gonna just say this. I'm feeling great love. I send you love, Ernie. I send everyone listening love, whether you listen to the radio later on or the recording. May God bless all of you. May you have a miraculous week until we get together again. Thank you so much, Ernie. We wish Janet the best as she gets very well quickly. God bless you all. This is Robert Sidell reminding you, God is real, miracles are real, and the best is yet to come. Take care of yourselves. This is Robert Sidell. Bye bye.